GHK, the Lexus of the Airsoft GBBR world. They are luxurious, yet affordable to most experienced players. Every couple years, they release something spectacular, apart from their PTW, the black sheep of the family. Their latest project should be as reliable as their Gen 2 AKs, the same length as their 14 5-inch M4 except with a much longer inner barrel, as thrilling as their G5, and should kick as hard as their love child with Hephaestus Project T. The real steel version was manufactured back in late 70s, and modern variants have been used worldwide, even in Hong Kong back in 2001. Its modern bullpup design made it popular in television, anime, especially Hollywood blockbusters like Die Hard, used by Carl. Remember Carl? Spoiler alert, yeah, he died. Anywho, you can also find it in plenty computer games, but I remember it fondly from my Counter-Strike days, even though no one ever really used it. So, how will the Airsoft Gas Blow Back version fare? Is it as good as I hope it is, or will it forever live in the shadows of the Tokyo Marui AEG version? Let's find out. GHK did mention they are releasing 3 versions of the Styro. We have the x2 scope version of the A1, the flat top rail version of the A2, and the quad rail version of the A3. This is the A1, and it may look very bulky, but it is in fact very light. And I'm a big fan of the polymer body and the grainy texture. Now, apart from the charging handle, the folding foregrip, and the magazine, everything else is made out of metal. If I do decide to shake the AUG like a baby rattle, the only 2 things that will be shaking is the sling point right in front of the scope and on the left side on the stock. If I hold these down, there is hardly any rattle to it. Not even the magazine rattles, which if I release by pressing the mag release right behind it, looks very much like the real steel version apart from the tip, obviously. This GHK AUG has a very impressive build. The folding foregrip works exactly how you think it would. Right now it's in the standard 90-degree ready position. You pull it down slightly and you can rest it in the 45-degree angle or right underneath the barrel for easy storage. The fire selector can be found right behind the trigger right here. Having it protrude on the right side means it is in safe, and it's rather stiff and sounds like it's going to break at any moment. Setting it in the middle position is semi, and having it protrude on the left side is the 2-stage trigger function, meaning that you only need to pull it back slightly for semi and all the way for full auto. More on that later, it's so exciting. Pulling the charging handle back and setting it in position will keep the bolt open, and it will only release, as you can see, it stays open, if the magazine is out or if there's a round in the mag. The trigger is rather sticky, but the hammer sounds absolutely pathetic. Ugh. But what more than makes up for it is the sound of that charging handle and the release of the bolt. Sounds terrific. At the front, you can remove the flash hider, revealing a 14mm CCW thread for all your suppressors, amplifiers, or any other style flash hiders. The x2 scope is fairly cool and follows the traditional circular reticle in the middle. If your aim is slightly off, you can adjust the dials found underneath or on the right side. One of the greatest things about the GHK Styro is that it has a very realistic and simple takedown, making it easy for maintenance and such. There is one thing that ticks me off ever so slightly, and that is adjusting the hop-up. To get to it, there's quite a process to go through. First, remove the mag, pull the charging handle back, set it in position, fold the grip forward. This lever here, press that down, turn it ever so slightly, and there it is, right at the back. There's an arrow which indicates the direction you should turn it to increase the hop, but imagine having to take this down every single time you need to adjust. So far, I am very impressed with the GHK Styro GBBR. It looks fantastic, it's built to last, but now we have to see how well it performs. For the chrono test, we're using 0.2 gram 6mm BBs with green gas. It clocked in at an average of just under 360 FPS. For the accuracy test, we are 20 meters away using 0.3 gram BBs instead. For an out-of-the-box GBBR that didn't require much hop-up adjustment, it only had a grouping of 4 inches, which is pretty good. You could probably expect tighter grouping with heavier gram beams. Not bad for an out-of-the-box GBBR that's a sample. Once I was in a stable position, I had no problem getting my shots on target. If you don't need to shoot anybody more than 20 meters away, if they're a lot closer, don't worry, there's a front and rear sight on the scope itself. The recoil kind of reminded me of the Project T, and it did feel really good. It's really easy to find that wall as well. All right, we're empty, but now we're gonna try it in full auto. Oh, that felt good. I was very happy to find out that somebody was finally making the AUG GBBR, and I was also very happy to find out that it was GHK. They did a bang-up job of this one. When it comes to bullpups and GBBRs, I think it is on par with the TA 2015 by WE. I actually have myself one of those. If you haven't seen that review, click on this link here. But it sort of reminds me of the styling, like the Hephaestus T21. That one was also brilliant. If you haven't seen that review, click on this link right here. So does it live in the shadows of the Tokyo Marui and any other AEG of the AUG design? No, it does not. This one is definitely a cut above the rest, and it is brilliant. Unfortunately, it is not on our website just yet, but do keep an eye out. If you like this review, subscribe by clicking on the logo. See you guys on the next episode of RedWolf TV. Pornstash out.